Have you ever wondered why this 3-day weekend exists? Is it simply the last hurrah of summer? For some of you who aren't here today, you've told me it's to put your docks away, to winterize the trailer. Others I know have been out shopping to fill that backpack. Still others are making their last getaway before the start of the new academic year. Labor Day is celebrated the first Monday in September in both Canada and our neighbors to the south. It's a holiday that honors workers and recognizes their contributions to our society. Labor Day originated in the late 19th century as a celebration of the labor movement and workers' rights. It aims to recognize the social and economic achievements of workers and their contributions to the development of their countries. As early as the 1870s and the 1880s, in Toronto and Montreal, there were celebrations of Labor Day. And Canada made Labor Day a statutory holiday in 1894. Labor Day serves as a reminder of the historic struggles and achievements that have brought changes to the workforce today. And Labor Day maintains that connection, as well as becoming one of the long weekends between May 24th and Thanksgiving that Canadians treasure. Now, on this Labor Day weekend, our reading you heard was from the book of James, I should say, and it focuses on the words of this letter. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. James is saying, do what it says. I know someone who is an incredible political observer. You start a discussion with them, you ask, how are you, how's the day, and you better have a fair amount of time because they will tell you their view on every current issue. Ever encountered someone like that? As I came to know them, and they're not in the congregation, so it's not one of you. As I came to know them, I realized they never voted. They never put an election sign on their property. They never went to a rally. They never wrote their MP or their MPP or their local councillor. But they had this incredible knowledge of every political issue and what was the solution society needed. Well, apply that to thinking about James's words. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. So you may know all about what's in this Bible. But you need to do it. This book is traditionally attributed to James, the half-brother of Jesus. And James was not initially a follower of Jesus until after the resurrection, when he became a believer. He was a prominent leader in the early church in Jerusalem. Now, most scholars date James to about 45 to 48 AD. So not long after the death and the resurrection, the ascension of Jesus. And it was meant to be a circular letter. It was written by hand It was carried to one congregation, was studied, read, and it would be carried to the next one and the next one. It would circulate. For back then, they couldn't instantly write it and send it as a mass email. And this letter focuses on the practical living and wisdom of the Christian life. It takes the faith and applies it practically. In some ways, some people say it reminds them of Proverbs. You know that wonderful book in the Hebrew Scriptures that gives us practical advice on day-to-day matters? James emphasizes the importance of living out our faith through good works and right behavior. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. I put myself through university in the shoe business. And maybe it is why I thought of a title today for Just Do It. You recognize it. It's an iconic slogan. It's one of the most recognizable, more modern slogans in advertising. It captures that ethos of Nike: determination, action, appealing both to the athlete and the would-be athlete. Just do it. A motivational expression that could be adopted around the world. A simple yet powerful line. Just do it. That's the title of my message on this weekend. The passage emphasizes the core principle of Christian teaching: the importance of putting faith into action. See, faith comes first and then action. Jesus loves us. This we know. Jesus loves us in a very powerful and personal way. And when we accept that and we come to that relationship with Jesus, we respond in action. Our action isn't to earn God's love, because in grace, we have been given that love regardless of what we do. So when we come to that relationship, we are called to, we are motivated to just do it, put it into practice. It's not simply praying, reading, worshiping, singing. All those are fundamentally important and nurture us on the Christian journey. As a result of that, though, we are called to put it in action. Christianity is a set of concepts, beliefs, values, but it's one that's meant to be applied. The passage suggests we grow when we just do it. That there is a sense that by doing it, we are blessed. And I think maybe that's a personal experience that many of us have had. By just doing it, we are blessed. How often maybe you've done something for someone, not expecting anything in return, but you felt you've got more out of it than they did. That it's motivated you to look inward, to grow, to learn a new skill, to have a different perspective. Just doing it has a way of circling back and blessing us. We possess the information of the faith, by implementing it, there comes a blessing to us. Now, next Sunday is Rally Day, September the 8th. And about this time next Sunday, we will begin to smell barbecue. Hamburgers, that wonderful smell. I know it may seem a little early, 10:30 in the morning, but is it ever too early for a hamburger? Next Sunday is, we call Rally Day. Some churches call it Welcome Back Sunday, Kickoff Sunday. Well, the liturgical year does not begin at Rally Day. The practical church year does. In many ways, it follows the academic year. So it begins at time from just after Labor Day to before July 1st. So when we think about just doing it, I thought, what are some concrete examples around here? First, one of the great Walton traditions is our coffee hour. The odd Sunday, I think there's more people in coffee hour than there are in worship. Now, I've never done a head count and thought, oh, you're over there enjoying those treats, those cookies. But did I see you in the choir? Did I see you in the balcony? Did I see you on the ground floor? We don't ask. If you can't make it to worship or you sleep in, come to coffee hour still. It's a huge success. And sometimes people stay well beyond 12. I know I've had the coffee hosts go home and I start wandering out of my office at 1 o'clock and there's still people in Bronte Hall with their sunglasses on today. But if you'd like to hop with coffee or Nicole in the office would certainly love to hear from you. Just do it. Second, Walton's building was built in different sections. Often when people are coming first to the church, they'll say, how old is the church? And I'll say, do you mean the congregation? It started in 1850. And they'll say, no, the building. And I say, what part of it? You know, the part we're in now, it was built in 1912. We walk a few more steps and I'll say, this was built in 63. Go a little further here, 91, or go there, it's 2000, or we go in the kitchen, it's 2021. Our property committee does a great job trying to maintain this facility. But they can always use help, especially if you have some practical skills. Just before the service, I was talking to one of the members of the property committee who's been painting those yellow grates in the parking lot so you don't get your heel caught in them. And was saying that the black handrails, some of them need to be sandblasted next year and repainted. It's just one of the projects. Now, you may not have a sandblaster, but maybe you can help arrange it and help with the painting. That's just one illustration. Third, Walton needs help on Sunday mornings with giving people a lift. The elevator I'm talking about. Or giving them a lift to church by driving them here. Or ushering. Those people up there in the balcony. You never really see them except when something doesn't work out, right? But you know, what they produce together is seen by often hundreds. And we do train you. Walton needs singers. Now, we have a fantastic chancel choir, but we're looking especially for junior and youth choir. 1 to 5 in junior and youth in 6 to 12. So where else can your children or grandchildren or your neighbors, your nieces or your nephews get free singing lessons? Can learn about music. Come to have friendships with others. Of course, about any of our choirs, speak to Linda or Jillian. And finally, Walton needs people in the Health and Wellness Committee, the team that works with our parish nurse in various areas of ministry. Now, I'm just throwing out 5 practical examples of just doing it. But maybe you feel that you have been approached to do something out in the community. A worthwhile cause has invited you, and you still haven't decided. Maybe helping those who aren't as fortunate as you are. Consider it, that practical application. To not only listen to the word, but to do it, to apply it. Part of this sense of the message, part of what James is saying, is in a poem I like from Mother Teresa. After her death, it was found in her home in Calcutta. People are often unreasonable, irrational, or self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfishness, ulterior motives, but be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it's between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Just do it. Have a safe and happy Labor Day weekend.